People gonna remember that video, that whole even if you're doing a stream, anything like that, they're gonna remember that moment. It's good things to better your community.
What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Kenzo Avenue. How y'all rockin', coming, bumming, all that fun stuff. What's good with y'all? So, if you can see by the title of the video, Long Live Xenoverse, yes, we will be speaking on some things that need to get, I'm not even gonna say get patched, just some universal problems in the community, not only in the community, but for the game itself. Now, before I start, I'm gonna make sure I drop Zenkai's video link down below and his channel, so you guys can go check out the video before you hear this and just sit here confused and look at the screen. You don't even know what's going on halfway through the video. You want to go get popcorn, you're not even listening to me. So yeah, before I start, I want you guys to make sure you guys are on the same page and know what Long Live Xenoverse is basically about. So y'all know that this game has obviously, this game is basically outrunning death. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, Dimps and Bandai Namco are doing a great job at, increasing the longevity of this game, adding DLCs, all that. It's good. I like it. I can't complain about DLC. I really can't. Some people would say, oh, they should add this in the DLC. Why is he coming to the game? Why is this, that, so on and so forth? It's like everything happens for a reason, guys. Like, you can't sit here and complain about every single little thing. My problem with Xenoverse and the game itself is not the moves, but I feel like the community makes up for what the game is, in essence. For one thing, I'll say this, because I don't think I've ever heard someone say it, but the community has never been on the same page. For one, I respect Zenkai, because, it's like he's trying to bring the community together as one, and I'm not gonna lie, the game makes us, as a community, we gotta come together at one point if we want to fix this game. Not only that, but you have some people in this community that have too much expectations, and that is a big no-no. There will obviously be those people that won't see eye to eye on certain things, and that's okay, because obviously everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Anyway, let's start right into it. So let's talk about XY. Now, a lot of people hear XY and they're like, okay, what's the problem with XY? Now, the problem with certain XYs, for example, let's talk on the male Earthling XY. Now, me personally, I don't have a problem with the Earthling male, I don't have a problem with the XY for the male Earthling, not at all. I just have a problem with the falling animation that you're stuck in. Now, obviously, you have those people that abuse this, and they sometimes combo it into unvanishable stamina break. All it takes is a heavy Y, unvanishable stamina break. You all know why this is frowned upon in the community. If you have 10 bars of stamina and someone hits you with an unvanishable stamina break, obviously you lose all your stamina, and you're on the verge of losing to the game. Now, you're probably like, oh, but the player did it, but it is a game mechanic. And no, I'm not saying that is a game mechanic that is positive. No, of course it is. It's obviously frowned upon in this community, and it's obviously negative. I believe it's negative. I don't have a problem with it, though, because I don't really care what you do when you fight me. It shouldn't be in the game. People wonder why it's in the game. I honestly think it's because I feel like Dimps tests everything they do offline. Because there's no way these developers sit here and just let something like that slide. So I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and just say they overlooked it. Now let's talk about the male Saiyan XY. Now this XY, to me, it's not bad at all. Like, none of these XYs are bad to me at all, because I mean, regardless, you know what you're doing, guys. If you're sitting here mashing XY and you know the benefits that it's giving you, is there anything else I have to say? The male Saiyan XY. So you get launched, someone XYs you, you fly across the map, they chase you down. It always happens, every single time. There's not going to be a time when someone XYs you on purpose and not chase you down. That is the purpose of the male Saiyan XY. I mean, for a follow-up. You ever fought a male Saiyan before and they XY'd you and they don't even run down like on you? You just ever realize how long that is just for a simple 2-button input? Do you see how far it knocks you back? Do you know how much time they have to do whatever they want? Now, there will be some people that really have just a very biased input on these things, but that is not balanced. Oh, but Kenzo, it does no damage. Oh, but Kenzo, it doesn't even do anything. The amount of things I have seen people do off a simple XY input is just unfathomable. Like, you would have to like I don't know, you just have to be insane to not see a problem with it. Female Majin XY. Now, this XY is somewhat like the male earthling XY in comparison to the falling animation that it puts you in, which is annoying. Again, that needs to, like, if they were to just fix the falling animation that these XYs put you in, it wouldn't be a problem. I think that's why a lot of people get upset, because like they get put in XY, now they're in the sky floating, and now they have to use 2 stamina bars if they want to. Like, if I wanted to sit there and parachute all day, I would play Ghost Recon or something. Like, I don't want to sit here and be stuck in this animation. It's not fun. Now I'm gonna speak on Aura Slide. Aura Slide changed the game. Like, I mean, it literally changed the game. I was just thinking to myself, like, I can just see it now, the abuse of the move. But before I go any further on moves and animations and things like that, I want to somewhat put a little bit blame on the community. Now, hear me out. You have a friend who does not play Xenoverse. You tell him, hey, bro, get the game, bro. Why not? You know, we need more people to play with. You know what? You get the game. It's like, those are your bros. You always play with them. You're always surrounded with them. You're always around them, right? That's your clique. Now, if you're playing with someone a lot, you're going to obviously pick up some things off them, especially if you're new to the game, which is understandable. So let's say your friend teaches you a little thing called an unvanishable. You not knowing what it is, or your friend not knowing what it is, they're just doing it because they've seen someone else do it and it's effective, so they're like, okay, well, let's do it. You will start doing unvanishables, and then one day you will get hate mail from someone who are frowning at unvanishables. They will say, why did you hit me with that? You're not supposed to be doing that. That's looked down upon. Now you'll probably be confused, and you'll probably go back to your friend like, hey, people don't like when I do this. Why do you do it? Your friend will probably tell you something that you probably want to hear, like, oh, you know what, don't worry about what they say, they're just haters because they suck and stuff like that. Everyone has a different opinion on everything in this game, which is not bad. But when you give out a false opinion on something that is really negatively looked down upon in this community, it's just something that you have to, like, just give up for the greater good. If a bunch of male earthlings playing a party together and they XY all day, obviously they're not going to find a problem with it until someone calls them out. And when someone does call them out, they're obviously going to argue with it. Now, this example that I just gave you applies for anything that goes on in Xenoverse 2. Whether it's for a technique, if you're surrounded around a person that has no problem with what they do, but when you go around someone else, they have a giant problem with it and they don't like the way you do it, or so on and so forth, you know what? It's like, you as a player and a part of the community, you don't have to listen to anyone or anything that anybody says. When someone tells you, oh, take that off, or play like this, or do like that, you don't have to listen to them. You paid $60 for your game, right? You don't have to listen to anybody at all. But when it comes to a point to where positivity is being brought to this community and someone is actually trying to change it for the greater good, and you sit here and you just ignore it, it's like, it's disrespect. Like, you guys don't know how much better this game would be if people didn't cheese, if people didn't do this, and people didn't do that. Now, I brought the community as a whole into this because they have a big part in things that need to be nerfed. I guarantee you, if no one used Aura Slide, no one would complain about it. Obviously, if Punisher Drive didn't have invincibility frames, nobody would complain about it. If XY didn't leave you in a falling animation, nobody would complain about it. It's the players that make the game. But it's likewise. You can have one of the cheesiest moveset in the world. All it takes is that negative mindset for you to abuse it. For XYs, my opinion is I know for a fact that Dimps can implement a different type of animation instead of the falling animation that we have now. Even if it would change the game in a very big way, I mean, taking that out the game would be an impact, but I don't want them to do it to where they kill the race. Like I said, everyone is going to have their opinion on what should and should not be nerfed off their opinion alone and who they play with and how they feel strongly about whatever they're talking about. For example, me, I don't think Crazy Finger Shot should be nerfed. Why? So let's say you have 125 points into your Key Blast, right? You sacrificed 125 points that could have went into any other category and could have probably made your character more efficient. But you know what, you said, I want 125 points into my key. I want 10 bars of key. You throw 125 into your key. Now, Crazy Finger Shot, it requires 6 bars of key to use the whole attack. That's how long. That's the duration of the move, 6 key bars. If you were to have 0 points into your Key Blast, you would barely do a bar. Probably a little bit less. But I see people complaining about people who sacrificed points, people who sacrificed those measly little 3 points, because let me tell you something, 3 measly points can make a difference, and they put it into the key. Now, when someone complains about that, it's like, you have no right to complain on how someone else's character is built. And this is me speaking on characters' damage output. I see comments all the time, people saying, oh, male earthlings damage should be nerfed. The normal attack damage is too high. If you put 125 points into your strike and into your basic attack with a QQ bang that adds +5 to it, why is it that it should be nerfed? Your character is based around that. Why are people telling you that you should be nerfed? You have opinions like that floating around, and it's just like, those would cause conflicts, and then those would cause more problems, and then people would argue, oh, nobody in the game should be doing this much damage. What the hell are you thinking, Dimps? Fix your game. You sitting here yelling at Dimps is not going to fix this game. Let's just get that out the way. You will never get any succession in that. Sometimes things go over their heads, sometimes things don't, but you guys got to remember that these guys do work on this game, believe it or not. We have 2 more, I'm not even gonna say we have 2 more updates, because I was thinking off of DLC wise. I don't know how many more updates this game will get, but hopefully they will actually fix the things that need to be fixed and not the petty things that were just trivial and just could have been worked around. Because usually that's what it is. Some people just need to work around some things. Some things don't actually need a nerf or they need a fix. They just need, like, you just know how to play the, I don't want to say you just need to know how to play the game better, but you just need to know how to work around these certain things. Not only that, but the community itself takes a big part in why some of these things should be nerfed. If you're sitting here spamming a move and doing this and that, and then people complain about it, you're probably one of the reasons why that move should be nerfed, because you're abusing it. Regardless though, whether you're the problem or not, if the move is that good to where someone is complaining about it, then it needs a nerf. Some things need cooldowns, some things don't. I've said my 2 cents. I wanted to add a $100 bill to my 2 cents, but you know what? I'm not gonna make this video too long. Remember what I said, you guys make the game. But it's been your boy Kenzo. But yeah, enough of my ranting before this video gets really intense, because as y'all realize, I have not cursed once. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching the video. It's been your boy, and I am off this.